In this chapter of the DVD, I'm going to demonstrate how to tie a knocking point correctly and fix a D-loop to the string so that you can shoot the bow using a release aid. Right, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a bracing height gauge and we're going to clip that onto the string. I then want you to line up the underside of the bracing height gauge with the tip of the blade. Like that. Then I want you to set the knock so that it's roughly 3 millimeters above center height of the line. Once the knock's there, you can then remove the bracing height gauge, but be sure that you don't move the knock, as that's your marker. I'm going to take a length of serving and we're going to tie the bottom knocking point first. So quite simply, just tie a normal knot like that and just tighten that so it's flush up against the bottom of the knock. Then, with the other ends, do the same knot but on the other side. You then need to come back to the top and tie the knot again. You need to repeat this process a few times until you've built up a big enough knocking point. I normally do somewhere in the region of about 8 knots. Once you've done your 8 knots and you've got your ends, on the same side as the last one you did, you then do another knot, which is creating a double knot, and then this time pull it and make sure it's really, really tight. Take your knife again and cut, same as before when we did the serving, leaving about 3 millimeters left on the end. We're then going to bend that down. Just push it with your thumb, right? Put the knock back on, and then we need to repeat the process for the top knocking point. However, I generally do the top knocking point slightly smaller than I did the bottom one. I'd probably do 6 knots for the top. So the same as before, just tie that, normal knot, go underneath, tie the knot. Just repeat that. So we're going to do 6 knots now. That's 3. Four. 5. 6. So then where we've done that, make that knot into a double knot again by doing another one. I'm going to take the blade and leave around 3 millimeters again for you to burn off. The knocking point's now complete. So the knock should be a nice fit with no gaps either side, so you can't move it up and down at all, but not too tight so that it's pinching it. You should be able to feel just a tiny bit of movement, maybe 0.5 millimeters there. Now the knocking point's complete, we can move on to the D-loop. First of all, take a length of rope, about that long, and we just need to burn the end of it. So if you melt it till it sets on fire, and then just press the end of it against the lighter, that then creates a nice flat spot on the end of it, which later on will hold our D-loop in place, okay? So from there, we're then going to get this, create a loop with one end of the rope like this, and then pull those two ends back through like that. And pull that tight. So now we can see that one end of it is tied tightly to the string. The best way to do this is to copy what you've just done, but in reverse. So, as you can see there, the string comes down that side of the string, so we're going to go around the other side, round, back through again, then round the outside, back under itself and through. So that's then created our D-loop. Now you want to get your size roughly correct. Now I recommend that if you measure that there, you want roughly 20 millimeters, but it all depends on the size of your face and as to what feels comfortable for you. So I normally go for about 20 millimeters. Once you've got that, pull it nice and tight, and just cut it, and probably if you leave about 5 millimeters sticking out from the knot, that'll give you enough to bend down and make the knot secure. So cut that with the 5 millimeters spare, then undo the knot again and burn it exactly the same as you did with the first end. And then just push it down on the lighter to make a nice flat spot, which will really lock the loop into place once you tie it. So then tie the knot back again as we did before, under and around the inside again, all the way round the string, and then back through on itself. Then just pull on the actual bit of the loop to make it, and we've got it like that. Now at the moment the loop's a little bit loose and you can move it, so push it right down into place so it touches the knocking points. Once you've got it like that, lay the bow down, take some needle nose pliers, and just put it inside and apply a little bit of pressure to the loop. And that's how to do a D-loop and knocking point.